All right, there you go. And then I'm going to do this. Okay, perfect. So welcome. We're going to be talking today. This is something that I heard somebody say, and I was like, oh my God, this is BS, right? Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, like this is legit. And then as I started breaking it down and going through the rabbit hole of just informing myself of every bit of knowledge that I can on the topic, I was able to relate it to so many different people in my life and so many different experiences that I've been through and how I approach the day. So I just thought this is like a perfect topic to kind of start off the month. And it's about confidence versus self-confidence. It's kind of like people always are like, well, self-care is different than, like being healthy and stuff like that. So it is completely like a spin on things because I always just bundle them up together and just use them interchangeable. And then I realized that there are totally two different meanings to this. So confidence is your belief and your actions based off of like past experiences. So you're confident in brushing your teeth. You're confident in tying your shoes, getting dressed. You're confident in like my son is confident in throwing a baseball, like actions that you've repeated over and over again. Confident in your fitness. You know that you're going to show up and you're going to work out. You're going to go through all of that. Confident in cooking. Maybe you're a great cook, right? So these are things that you know that you can do where you don't need to plan for it. You don't need to practice. This is something that you're confident that you can do, an actual thing. So having confidence is using your past experiences to trust that you're capable of doing that, right? And you trust yourself that every time that someone says, oh, hey, can you fold this towel for me? You're like, oh yeah, no big deal. You don't think about it, you do it, right? Hey, can you explain this? Like if it's like a policy at work, maybe that you are expert in, whatever it is, that is your confidence. And then self-confidence is a little bit different. It's belief in yourself. So what our self-confidence is that as we are going through our emotions or different things that are coming up, it is believing that we are capable of going through it. So it's something that we haven't experienced yet. It's something new. And maybe it's a risk that you're willing to take. Maybe it is like Ginger's not on here, but Ginger and I, like we were rattling off bucket list items. And a lot of those things required a little bit of risk. So when I went to go get certified as a life coach, it was a big investment and I didn't think twice about it. I knew that I would follow through and I knew I was self-confident. I believed in myself enough that I took a chance on myself. I bet on myself and I committed to pay that amount of money to know that it was going to drive me forward, right? So that self-confidence is an emotion and a belief, an inner belief in yourself that will get you to the life that you want to live. That self-confidence is our goal, to build that self-confidence so we can actually believe in ourselves to take those action steps that we haven't done. And someone was telling me the other day is, you sit there and you make a goal for yourself. And that goal should make you kind of be like, oh my gosh, that is huge. That is scary. Like hitting diamond in your business, right? Rank advancing, being consistent with your workout, where you lose your weight and you keep it off. And it's no longer a job to maintain it. You're confident that you're going to stick to it. And maybe is living outside of your comfort zone and taking a chance on learning a new skill like water skiing or doing a triathlon, whatever it may be. But it is so many times that our heart is like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I know it, and I know I can do it. That's fired up. I have the credibility I could totally do it. And then your brain, because our brains are smart, they're like, whoa, wait a minute. How are you going to do that? Like, what are you doing? Like, you say you want to do it, but then that means that you're going to do this, and that. And then fear creeps in, and then your brain's like, yes, protect. And your brain instantly starts protecting you from the potential risk or consequences that may come with that action. And then that's where it's not your gut telling you that it's a bad thing, but it's your head just saying, whoa, stay in the comfy zone. We're good here. Let's not take a chance. But the reality is that who wants to stay where we are? Like, what's the excitement in that? So instead, we have to grow that self-confidence enough and to not focus on where we're going, but how good it's going to feel to get there, and to believe that and trust ourselves enough that we are going to be committed and determined to get through it, right? To be resilient through the ups and downs, and to just believe in that process where you're going to be taking action on how you're going to get there. And I think, like, I was going through all of these things and trying to think of like different people in different scenarios where it would really kind of like help us like figure this whole thing out. And so I just wanted to like take a minute real quick, and I want to hear, like, I know Teresa, you're on, but just like if you're watching the replay of this, just to write down things that you're confident in. So Teresa, right now, even if you just jot it in your head, if you don't have paper, but like come up with a couple things that you know that you could do like this, right? You know, someone tells you, hey, can you take the lead in this? Let's hear what you're doing. Maybe it's like for you, I can think of a lot already. So I want to hear from you too. You can unmute and tell me if you want, if you're comfortable.
Yeah, I did unmute.
Go ahead.
I would say probably for work would be like to write present about our IEP program, or write about, a good IEP and what the components are of an IEP. And, maybe help a new staff member, get into the program and, maneuver around the program and all that stuff. I mean, I am pretty confident at my job because I've been here for so long. I've been here over 20 years, in this job anyway. So, that's really things, if they hand them to me, I don't really bat an eyelash. I just do it.
Right.
I have
And that's the thing, those past experiences, that practice over and over again, even like on social media, something like I don't go live a lot, but I talk on my stories all the time. And that first time, even when I go back before we had stories and I would go live all the time, like my very first one, I'm like, hi, I'm like, hi friends, we are gonna pop on real, it's like, and now I'm on, and I'm talking to people like I've been in a conversation with them already going. And even this, it's like that practice, you doing it over and over again is going to build that confidence. And you teaching those new teachers, new staff members, that same thing, you're going to give them the confidence to go and to be able to duplicate it. So that's awesome. And that's a skill that you will be able to pass on to other aspects to this journey of how you want to grow your business. Sorry. What else do you have that you're confident?
I mean, I'm confident in working out. I'm confident in meal prepping and teaching those things too. Definitely confident in that. I don't know. I mean, confident in my ability to raise my kids. It scares the shit out of me, but I mean, I know I can do it because
you did it.
I mean, they're far from being raised, but they make good choices and they know that they can come to me. So, I definitely, I do have a lot of, coworkers that have younger kids that come to me for advice and stuff like that. So that's nice. And even my daughter's roommates, they're like, call your mom, she always gives good advice. So
I love that. And,
and
I always think back to like from when you began, right? That first child, you're like, probably that's where that self-confidence has to come in a little bit, where you're like, okay, I believe that I can do this, right? I'm a mom. I got it. Like, I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you just took chances on, whether the baby was crying at night, well, maybe you have to try a new sleeping position or a new routine, whatever it may be, changing the food out. But then when you had that second baby, then you're like, oh, this is what worked the first time. You had more confidence. So see the difference? And so that's like what I want to push forward with, is that building that self-confidence and believing in your emotions and your actions to go forward, to take the risk, to take the chance, to send that message out to someone that could be the next biggest part of your business, or reach, like signing up for an event, like you're very fit and then maybe you decide you want to go and do a race of some kind or compete in a competition, right? Taking a chance and signing up for it. It's that taking that chance on yourself and believing in yourself that you're capable of seeing through to the finish line. So the other thing is I wanted to do is I want to hear like self-confidence, what you would rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, I love myself. I believe in myself. I can do anything. Keep like throwing it at me to like 0 being like, yeah, no, you're going to have to make me do that.
I'm going to say it depends on the day, but I would probably just say a 5,
Okay.
maybe a 6. Yeah.
See, I would put you higher.
Yeah, no.
I'd definitely put you higher because the things that you do already like in the whole big world you are definitely one to maybe not do risky behavior where could be like skydiving, like maybe not big, but like on a daily basis, you're always taking a chance on yourself to follow through. You set yourself little goals, whether it's like you're redoing your workouts.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
And trusting that you just ran you created a whole community in a month, where you're in there and you're able to now talk to those people every single day, give them value, build them up, just and share this with them, and all of that was believing in yourself, taking a leap of faith on yourself. So I think that should definitely be there. The other thing is that when we're going through all of this, I think a key to this is recognizing our emotions that come with it. So when we get thrown in different situations, different emotions are going to come up. And the big thing is that recognizing that and identifying those emotions and then processing them and handling them in a way that is going to help you. And I was listening to one podcast and they were talking just about emotions and they're like, remember, emotions aren't going to hurt you. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, and I thought back to like, I was talking about in Reveal Your Superpowers. I'm like, when I lost my mom, that sadness and that stuff, it hurt me. Like it hurt. It wasn't, emotions hurt. And so they're like, well, it's not going to hurt you. So then I was just like, all right, well, let's think this down. It's physically not going to hurt me, right? Like I'm not going to, if I'm feeling sad, that is not finding out that I'm in the middle of having a heart attack or, something like that. Like that emotion is showing me that I am experiencing a loss or experiencing a hardship, experiencing maybe joy, right? Like so excited. I won a free trip to Costa Rica and I'll never forget it. This is complete opposite side of the spectrum, but we were at this party and it was for this company called Surf Costa. It's a surfing camp out in Costa Rica. They had like a promo party here in Belmar. This is when Bill and I were just engaged. We literally were just engaged, like maybe a month. And we went and we put like raffle tickets in every single one and everyone got one raffle ticket to the free trip. And Bill threw out his back that day. He was miserable at the party and he was sitting in the corner getting hit and he's like, my back. And I'm like, Bill, I'm telling you, there's a reason we have to stay this one. Like I was so adamant. I'm like, I don't care how miserable you are, we're staying. And they pulled his ticket. I didn't even win.
No way.
His ticket out. And I'm like, Bill, you won. And he's like, what? He's like, I didn't win. I go, well, then I won. He like wouldn't even like confirm it. He was in such like pain from his back. And I went up and I took the ticket. I'm like, I got it. And we won. And then it was such like an overwhelming joy of just like emotions. Then like he jumped up, we were all screaming. It was just, but like all those emotions, whether like we were going from like borderline having a little like fight because I was making him stay at this party to like it's a celebration, right? But it's knowing that these emotions are going to come in the journey. And sometimes they are going to enhance the journey. And sometimes they're going to teach us a lesson. And we have to understand that by identifying them, that those emotions are not put there to force us to have like, it's not like a sign that it's over, that it's done, that you're not worthy, but this is just normal human behavior and normal human emotion. And that if it's like a setback, maybe you're upset or the feelings you're feeling is maybe because something didn't work out as planned. maybe you launched a new program, right, for your business, and your launch wasn't as big as your goal was. So you fell short, but maybe you wanted to help 10 people with your launch and you only had 3. But the thing is your goal was just, you still met like your goal. You were still successful. It's more than nobody, but maybe your feelings were hurt because you had those big expectations. It's now taking those emotions and then processing them, not to take them as like a hit on your confidence, but as a lesson that, okay, this is what I could do differently next time, and be proud of yourself for the accomplishment that you made. And then using that experience to continue to grow and be like, okay, this worked, that didn't work, I won't do it again. Take that failure as more drive to go forward, to keep believing in yourself, that you trusted yourself last time, you got through it, you processed the emotions, the stress, whatever it was. And now you were able to, now like you went from here and now you're here. And now instead of just jumping straight up to the top, now you can start here, not using that as a confidence like jab where you're like, oh, I only had 3 people and everyone else had 10. It's not a reflection on your confidence. You still were able to do it. You did it. It's just other people, we don't know what other people are going to do. We don't have control over them.
Right.
We use that to now level up and do it again and keep that self-confidence high, and know that you were confident, and let those 3 people fill up that bucket of confidence to keep you going forward. And I think that's really big with it, because as you're going through all of this, you have to separate the two, and keep that self-confidence, keep that drive to believe in yourself, to know that you're capable of doing everything, because that is what's going to allow you. So as you're planning out your day and you're taking those top 3 action steps that are going to drive you forward, that self-confidence is going to be what gets you to do those 3 items on your list. So, and then take the wins. And when we write down the victory lap, that's why it's there, because that's going to build your confidence. That is proof from the past working and allowing you to build up your confidence there. So I just thought it was so interesting to see how these 2 words, where I hear everybody switching them around all the time, when they really do mean 2 completely different things. Mm-hmm. And I want this group to create confidence in yourself. And I want you to be confident in your self-confidence, like I want it to be like a full circle. You're like, I'm confident and I have so much confidence that I have self-confidence to go forward, and just get so confused where you're just like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go on, I'm going to go to a retreat with other coaches that I've never met before in my business so I can level up. Yes, I'm going to go to this training camp so I can learn how to ride a bike for my triathlon. Yes, I'm going to go to a fitness class. I saw that they have a free fitness class outside, because I know that I need to jazz up my fitness levels. I love being outside. So I'm going to do that to spark joy in my health and fitness journey. Whatever it is, I'm going to read a new book. I'm going to listen to podcasts. I'm going to journal. I'm going to put on Spice Girls and freaking dance. Bill was yelling at me. He was just here. He's like, no more Spice Girls. I'm like, I don't even know where that came from, but it jazzed me up for the day. So,
yeah. Oh my God.
It was so crazy.
Sometimes it just does.
I had one other song stuck in my head, and the boy said something and it triggered like a memory lapse of one of the lyrics. Yeah. And I kept singing it. And so I was like, Alexa, Alexa will hear me, but I was like, put on Spice Girls, and started playing like Wannabe, like the typical songs everybody knew. Mm-hmm. And the boys went into the living room and I was just out there dancing. Bill woke up and he's like, what is going on? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is going to get me so fired up for the day that we're good. Life is good. And it did. It worked. It really did. You've heard it if you were on, I don't know if you listened to my Marco Polo this morning, but I was at a 100. I was like, screw you, 10. I'm at a 100. And
the one that when you were in your Jeep?
In the car this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. In the car. Yeah. No, I didn't listen to that one yet. I saw it, but I didn't listen to it yet.
Oh my God. I was just like, we're changing the world. We're doing it now. So
that's awesome.
You'll hear it. It's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
But so I want you to remember to look at those emotions and and see how you handle them in those emotions, and make sure that you're handling them in a way that is going to allow for you to process it. So even if there are setbacks, even if there are failures, that those are not, you're not taking them and putting them in your confidence. Like you're not putting them in your confidence bucket. You're not stealing that confidence away, but you're going to use those failures and those past experiences, those setbacks, to prove to yourself that you can take a chance. And even if you didn't hit that ultimate dream life yet, you did take a step forward, right? I always say, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you land among the stars, right? So I always, like, my goal is to be $1 million, like, coach. I want to be $1 million coach, maybe $5 million coach one day. But right now, my goal is to be $1 million earner, to live debt free, to be able to, like, if my kids want to go to college, to be able to pay for it, whatever, I want that freedom. And that makes me want to puke, because when I look at everything, it's like, I could sit here and let my brain be like, that's so far away. You don't have the time. You don't have this, but instead I'm trusting myself and I'm trusting my abilities to handle the emotions that come with it, to take that leap of faith and to make myself an expert coach, to make sure that I can do all of the things and create this community, create this mission, and to share it with the world. And eventually we'll all come back around, and it's just going to be great. But that's where I want everyone to focus on those emotions and how we process them. And I was thinking about, even if it would be helpful to come up with like a little tracker of, not even like a worksheet. I'm thinking like health class style, right? Where here are my emotions, and like, I feel these emotions when, and this is how I handle them. And next time I'm going to do this. And it sounds so elementary, but the reality is these are things that when we were growing up, we were not taught this. We weren't. And our kids are learning it now. And by you all being here and learning it or practicing, if you already know it, like sometimes it's just practicing it because we all know this stuff. But that constant reminder of forcing you to practice it will allow for you to drive forward. So I was thinking, like, if we can make a list of all of our emotions, right? And then the times that we feel them and how we've handled them in the past, and like, just kind of like rate them, like, okay, so I got angry about something. So like, I yelled. My kids were refusing here. Here's one that happened to me this week. My kids were fighting bedtime. They didn't want to sleep in their beds. They wanted to sleep in my bed. And then when they were in my bed, then they wanted a snack. And then when they got a snack, they wanted to watch a show. Then when they got the show, then they're like, oh, I need water. Now I need water. And now I have to go to the bathroom. And now I'm like, guys, you're supposed to be asleep already. And now I'm getting frustrated because I was losing control over the situation. They were winning. And I took a little mommy time out. I said, I'm going to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom and I sat there, and I knew that there was two ways from past experiences that I have handled the same exact situation and how it turned out. One, I yelled, everybody cried, and they went to sleep. We all went to sleep upset, and I had the worst mom guilt. Or it was a Saturday night. Right. Okay, let's do that. Right. But then I would just kind of flip it. So it was like my idea. And so I was still the boss.
Right. Absolutely.
And then like give a little bit. Yes, we'll have a snack in bed. We'll watch a 10-minute show. And that's one big perk about our TVs now with all like Netflix. They have mini shows now, and you watch the show, and then we all go to the bathroom together, and we're going to read a book, and then we're going to go to bed. And once I switched it, Joey, honestly, like, he took a deep breath and he fell asleep before the show was even over because he wasn't upset. Thought he was getting his way. Eddie curled up to me, was the sweetest boy, like petting me. I love you, mommy. And ate like 2 pretzels and then asked to go into his bed to go to sleep. And I was like, whoa, this just turned into easy because I controlled my emotions, but it was based off of past experiences. So I was able to twist it around that way. So just remember that when something comes your way, or a big thing that this always turns me down the road, and I don't want to go there right now because it's a whole nother conversation, but you need to stay your lane. Don't compare yourself to others, because that's where a lot of times that this confidence thing happens and changes. I want you to stay your course and trust yourself, trust your past experiences, trust, your strengths, what you're good at, and use them to back you. So when you are going to take a leap of faith and trying something new, going live on your social media, going to a new workout class, joining up with other moms who are experiencing the same things that you're going through, whatever it may be. And trust that your past experiences, that confidence, even from other things, will back you and get you through. So by you being able to teach you, how you're saying, I'm confident in teaching health, but when it comes to workouts, I'm confident in nutrition, meal planning. I'm confident in your job when it comes to the structure of what you do, the process that you go through, and what you provide for the students. Take that and use that as your confidence, steal your own confidence from those confidence buckets, and use that to now recruit other coaches. Now go out and ask, I am able to duplicate this in my job at school. I'm able to duplicate this for my challengers when it comes to health and nutrition and fitness. Now I'm going to show you how you can take this and turn it into a business. Steal that confidence from that to gain that self-confidence to go and talk to more people, to go and share your mission with other people, to go and, for the other girls who are not on here, to go and commit yourself to, I know Ginger's always talking about doing triathlons. She said her goal, this will get her, by joining our group, her goal is to be able to compete in her very first triathlon. So this is going to give her the confidence I taught her how to swim in the ocean. She was part of our little triathlon swim club. And that's how we met. And she is a rock star open water swimmer now, and her swimming has improved so much. And now she's going to be able to use that to drive her. So when you're listening, Ginger, that's what we're going to be using to work through all of this, and to stealing what we are confident in to back us, to be self-confident, and use that to be a little risky. And if it sounds fun and it's not going to cause harm to you or anybody else, do it. And then what happens is that you reach new level when you take a chance on yourself, when you trust that you can handle the emotions, even if they're really shitty ones and really hard ones. You've all been through hell and back. We've all been through hell and back, and we're still here getting stronger. So when all right, been through hell and back, that's fine. I handled it last time. I'm going to handle it this time. It's going to suck, but it's going to be even greater when I reach that next level. When I get through this, I'm going to be at a higher level. And that's what's going to drive us. And I really, really can't wait till all of us have that self-confidence to the highest level, where you're just, and that's what I talk about, waking up like a badass every day, like a mother effing rock star. Like, you give 0 Fs. That's the kind of self-confidence I want for all of us. That is that exact spin on it. And I was thinking on the other end, this is the last thing, is like the complete other end of the spectrum that I keep hearing and thinking about is like that arrogance. And that person, because so many people come to me and they're like, well, I don't want to be cocky or overconfident, or I'm like, or an asshole. I'm like, that's not you. That's not your goal. That's not how you feel when you do this. And if other people are misinterpreting you, then that's okay. That's their wrong for judging. But a lot of people who are arrogant, or who are that cocky, overconfident, like, I just see them as assholes, is they have a lot of self-doubt. They have a lot of limiting beliefs, and they are actually they see that confidence in you. They see that self-confidence in you. And so they are trying to pull out their weaknesses and putting it on you. So they are thriving. They are getting their power from the weaknesses that they're trying to put out on you, or maybe even putting doubt in your confidence to try to like steer you away from listening to your heart saying, go for it. And those are the people that we want to kind of like let them stay in their lane and do their thing, and know that it's not a true reflection of who we are. And I think we all deal with this. I think there's always somebody in our life who is a confident person, walks around kind of standoffish. Maybe they aren't warm and fuzzy to you. Maybe they only have like a little group of people. Maybe they're just shy. Like you just don't know them well enough. But I want you to remember that their actions and even how they're putting their body language off is not a reflection of who you are as you pass them. There's every job I ever worked in, there is one of these people at least. And I think that's important just to like recognize, because we're human, we have these emotions, we feel things, we have self-doubt, even at every level. That's why I still work with a coach. I have other mentor. This is like my ultimate mentor who, he's like my life mentor, you know what I mean? And then I have my therapist, and so like I make sure that I'm leveling up, because as I get to the next level, there's new levels of doubt. So now that I'm up with the 6-figure earners, then I'm like, okay, now I see these 6-figure earners going to like, they're at like the 500,000 to the, some of them are approaching. I have one person in my group who's a million, who just hit $1 million. She's a $1 million earner. And I'm like, okay, now I'm at that level where I have to take the next steps to get there, but there's still self-doubt that creeps in. Like, don't think that I don't experience it, or just at different levels. And so when I was going through past experiences with all these people, so many times, just the people pleaser in me, I would take that personally, like, wow, they don't like me, or wow, they really think that about me. Oh my gosh. And then I would internalize it. And then that would destroy my self-confidence. There would be a class that I would co-teach with one of them, and I would just stand in the back like this, wouldn't even talk to my students, because I just never felt worthy of talking to my students, because that person was so just overbearing with confidence as a teacher, but then always had a way to like try to be funny, and he would give me a one-liners. And I'm like, but it would just be jabs at me, where the students never got it. They just thought it was a funny joke, but I'm like, you are literally bashing me in front of these kids. And I eventually I drew the line. I said, listen, I need to create a boundary between us. And we put the screen down in the gym, and I said, you're over there, my kids are over here. And I was able to be myself, and it didn't reflect on me. And it saved my career at that moment, because otherwise it would have translated to, I would have brought it home to family. I would have believed it. I would never be where I am now. And now that that was a while ago. So some of my students, like, they're in college now that were there, and they saw it. And some of like the smart ones who picked up on that stuff, they knew his plan. They could see it. And I was just like, I'm glad I took that action, because it kind of taught them a roundabout lesson, you know?
Absolutely.
So that was pretty cool. So that's pretty much what I have. So I want to, going forward, like this week, I want you to think about where you're confident and how you can use that as fuel to be self-confident and to take action, and to not just do those 3 little action steps that you do every day, but one up them. So if you have like, I'm going to reach out to 5 people, reach out to 15. I'm going to sign up for a workout class or I'm going to work out 3 times this week, go for 5. Even if it's on days 4 and 5, it's only for 5 minutes, you did more than you thought. And you're going to prove that you taking a leap of faith, you trusting yourself, is going to drive you to the next level. And that is what's going to allow for you to create your dream. So I'm going to do you have any questions? Open up to you. Do you have, while you're on, we have like 15 minutes. We could just chat things out. I can stop the recording, or if you want me, or leave it up, it's up to you.
No, I mean, I can definitely see where I can use, things to fuel my fire and to light a fire under my butt. I can definitely see that. So I will definitely
what are some
use
areas
that.
where do you want more fire?
With inviting people or reaching out to people, I definitely need more fire. And I think just using my confidence in believing in me, knowing that I know my stuff, knowing that I want to help people, see that it's not hard to do. It's just, you just gotta take that first step and do it.
What's the worst case scenario that could happen if you message somebody and say, and talk to them about their goals and find out their struggles, and hearing what they might need from you and how you can help them? What's the worst case scenario?
They either won't answer me, or they're going to say not interested at this time.
So,
right? What else could they say?
Nothing.
And if
Nothing.
they say F off, then
That's it. And guess what? Guess what's going to happen to you? Absolutely nothing. You're just be like,
Right.
okay. Literally nothing changes about who you are, your character, nothing. It's just them doing them being them. And whether it is they're not ready, whether it is maybe they're doing something else, maybe they're just not on. There are people who are just not on social media. Like they're there, but they don't have Messenger. They like, I don't know how they don't, because those notifications drive me crazy sometimes, but like
They drive me crazy too.
well, okay, wait, I'm not allowed to say that. Wait, I'm just going back on everything. The notifications on social media, I don't like them there because I know that I want to help other people. But when it comes to my email, and it's backwards,
How
probably
many?
12,900. I was just texting Mara. I was like, I sent you an email, but if you're like me with 12,900 emails, a message would be better. So like for me, like this whole thing, I'm trying to do more email marketing, email connections,
Yeah.
and email community, where it's me. I have to add that to my to-do list, because otherwise I don't even notice another email comes in. So,
Right.
but the worst thing that's going to happen to you is that they are going to say no. They are going to be losing out. They are missing out on an opportunity to not only be healthy, but to join a community. And we all know that when we're in a community working towards a goal together, it is so much more powerful. It's so much more fun, where they are the ones that are going to be missing out. So kind of just take it, let it roll with the punches, and go find somebody else. I always am saying, like, if it doesn't work out one way, go find someone else to work with. Go help somebody else. You have so much knowledge and so much passion, and I can hear it in your voice that you want to help people. I also hear that limiting belief coming in of just being like, whoa, that's scary. And I don't even know, like, I just hear that. It's like, oh, it's the unknown. It's scary. But if you start and you send out every day, maybe not even invites, but every single day, you're going to message 10 new people or connect with them, comment on their social media. Like if they put up a post, you're going to comment. That's one. It's someone's birthday. That's two. You're going to go over and you see someone's active on Facebook. You haven't talked to in a while. You send them a message about reminding them of a good memory. That's three. You don't even, I don't want you to think about what are they going to think of me if I invite them, or oh my gosh, you're just connecting with people. You're sharing this vibe that you have, that it is your purpose to help other people. It is just in your nature to help other people. And that's what's so great about you having this new community, is they're like, oh, well, if it comes down to money, then, oh, that's fine. Join in my free community. I'm going to be running every month a free week. So plug in there, keep your notifications on, look out for daily like tips and stuff throughout the month, and then look for a week long, and you can join in that over and over again. And then once they learn your style and they trust you, then if they don't have the money and they want to, they will find the money. They always do. And seriously, you're not asking for a lot. So
right. Exactly.
It's the most valuable package like out there. So
no, I would definitely say that I am messaging, not messaging, but commenting on more people's posts, or like you said, happy birthdays, or just reaching out to them saying, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time, whatever, what's going on, your kids look great, all that stuff. So I have been definitely increasing that. So that does help, that does initiate, or, bring some feedback, like interaction back and forth. My ear pod fell out. Where'd it go?
Oh, you're fine. Heck yeah. And that's the thing, is just constantly
hold on.
All good.
The other side. Does this one work? Okay. I don't know where it went, Kim.
Oh no.
Yeah, my ear thing fell.
The black
on my desk somewhere.
So you can't hear me at all. No.
I can. I put the left one in.
Well, that's one way to get a workout in. I know you can't hear me, but you're getting a little workout in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you? Okay. Oh, so I have such small ears. These don't fit.
Oh, wait. Oh no, now she's gone. All right, everyone. So I want to hear from you what you would rank your self-confidence in. I also want to hear like 3 things that you're confident in. So 3 things that you're confident, how you would rank your self-confidence. And then I'm going to give you a little worksheet of your emotions, when you feel them, how you handle them, and how you're going to handle them in the future. So that will allow for you to drive forwards. Remember, taking a chance is sometimes scary, but trust yourself. Trust and believe in yourself that you can take that leap of faith, that you can be risky and take a chance on yourself, because even if you fail, that is just going to build your confidence and give you other ways to learn how to approach it in a different way. Do not let fear get in your way. Do not let that head voice get in your way. Use that self-confidence, that belief in yourself, to know that you can level up and have your dream life, and start those things that you want to do. Write them down. I want to work out 3 times this week. I want to work out 5 times this week. I want to wake up and not question what I'm doing. And I want you to make a choice in your brain to commit to that. So when you wake up in the morning, like for me, my kids all sleep, I have to be super quiet or they all wake up. I have my AirPods. I'll pop them in and I'm going to go around while I'm doing my morning routine, listening to, like this morning, I listened to a podcast and it just fired me up. And then after I filled my brain with good things, whether it's affirmations or whether it's my podcast, then I go and I do my happy dance and I get all ready for the day and plan everything out. So I know I'm going to be successful. And then that high vibe energy gives me that self-confidence to push forward, because I know I can do it. I know I can do hard things, and I know you can too. So come up with 3 things that you want to be self-confident in, where you are going to take action on how you talk to yourself so you can move forward and live the life and create the life of your dreams. So one day, before we know it, you're going to be like, freaking rock star right here, baby. That's me. That's you. We're doing this together. And I can't wait to see you all next week. Have a great day.